So let's start out with what is the mass percent of carbon in sucrose? All right, mass percent of carbon in sucrose. We've got carbon on the periodic table, weighs in at about 12 and change. So if I'm looking to use my formula, I'm going to take 100% times the mass of interest, which is 12 for my carbon. But if I look at the formula for sucrose, C12H22O11, I've got 12 carbons. So I'm going to take 12, the mass of each carbon, times 12. I've got that divided by the mass of sucrose, which is 342.3 that was given with the problem. So let's do 144 divided by 342.3 times 100. Okay, we get 42.06, or about 42.1%. Okay, so that's my percentage of carbon in sucrose. Second problem sets up like a really ugly conversion problem. It says how many gallons of tea can I make with 1 pound of sugar? So I'm going to start with 1 pound. It wants me to convert that pounds of sugar over to gallons of tea. So if I have 1 pound of sugar, then I'm looking at first taking that pound of sugar to something that's a little more functional. So I'm going to take it to grams. 1 pound would be 454 grams. So that takes me to grams of sugar. So we'll make a little note, lb's, pounds to grams. This next conversion is going to take me grams of sugar to grams of tea. To get that, we go over to our mass percent. So this tea is 10% sugar. So because I have grams of sugar up top, I'm going to say 10 grams of sugar for every 100 grams of tea. My grams are going to cancel there. Now, eventually I'm looking to move to gallons of tea. So right now I'm still in mass. So I'm going to use the density for this tea, which is roughly 1 gram per mil. So I could say 1 gram of this tea is roughly 1 milliliter of this tea. So this is taking me from grams to mils. We're now on our fourth conversion factor. This is an ugly problem. So now we have milliliters. Let's look at what we have up here. To get to gallons, I need to go to liters. So if I can know liters of tea, then I can finally get to gallons of tea. For every 1,000 milliliters, there's 1 liter. Mils cancel. And now for my very last piece here, there are 3.785 liters per gallon. Okay, liters cancel. These last two conversion factors, one took me from mils to liters. The next took me from liters to gallons. And the problem is asking for gallons of tea, so this should give me my final answer. So we get 1.199, or about 1.2 gallons. So how many gallons can I make with a full pound of sugar? I'm looking at barely over 1 gallon of tea when that tea is 10% sugar.